Welcome to the Dave Fulkerson podcast. I am a full-time real estate investor and property manager here in St. Louis. My first guest is Casey Briley, and we're going to be talking about entry-level loans for folks who might not be able to afford like 20 or 30K down to get in their first investment property. And then we talk about other things. Thanks for taking the time to listen. If you like what you hear, subscribe to my channel. If you don't like what you hear, leave me a message. Let me know how I suck. Thanks. So I'm trying to start this YouTube channel.
Yeah, the YouTube.
It's going to be property investing type stuff. And you're a loan officer?
Yes, that is correct. Actually, a broker. So
What does that mean?
Yeah, so basically what that means is I do everything from start to finish versus, when I worked retail, I had processors and so on and so forth where, the companies were necessarily paying you a little bit of a lower amount or a lot lower amount than actually going directly to these wholesalers. So when we wholesale, we're completely in control of everything.
So for all you loan officers out there, if you don't need like a fancy license to be a broker, you just have to.
Yeah, well, if you want
to got to know people who know people.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you do want to be a broker, you got to put so many years in, and I don't even know that off the top of my head. So I joined another brokers, or there's 4 of us brokers, technically, and we have our own company together. So
Okay.
I don't hold the brokerage license; somebody else does, but I work as a broker underneath.
Gotcha. So I often think the biggest thing that holds people back. So I'm a property manager, right, and
Yep.
real estate investor. I don't know if you are aware of that. My name's Dave Fulkerson. Like and subscribe.
Hit it.
As they say. And one of the big drawbacks for people getting into property investing is being able to pull the trigger and like get that loan. But St. Louis has a lot of advantages because houses aren't $300,000.
All right.
I mean, you could, if you wanted to, if you were like ground roots, if you're 20 years old, 25, and you're like, you want to get into this thing, you could buy an $80,000 house in Florissant, live in it for a year or 2, 6 months, 3 months, as much. It's going to be your primary residence.
Yeah.
What kind of a credit score does someone need to qualify? What's your minimum loan amount?
So it just depends. Each place. So I work with 21 different places, and so each one has their own different one. Now, depending on, I've done them as low as 35,000 before.
Okay.
Typically when it gets below that,
It's not worth your time.
Yeah.
But theoretically, someone could get a loan for, $50,000-$60,000. And I mean, do you guys need 20% down, or is it still like you can do 5% down but pay that PMI?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
And is PMI a portion of the loan amount?
It is, and that's exactly what it goes off of.
And they're going to be such a small amount, the PMI is going to be negligible anyways, right?
Correct, absolutely.
Gotcha.
When you're doing that small amount, so yeah, you can definitely, honestly, you can get depending on how much money you make and what you do for a living, you can go down as little as 3%. There's home ready, home possible. There's the home one where it doesn't really care how much money you actually make, and you can still put down 3%. The mortgage insurance is a little bit higher on that one versus the home ready and home possible. But I mean, if you're buying a house at $60,000, and if that is what you're going to do, and you plan on turn it into something else, I mean, you have an opportunity right there to be doing that.
Yeah. So if you think you don't have the money to get into it, I mean, you could get into it. I mean, what's 3% of $80,000? For $12,000?
No.
$1,200?
Yeah. So yeah, 80. So it's 800 was 1%. 1,600. Yeah, 2,400.
Okay, $2,400.
Yeah.
So with next year's tax return, theoretically, most folks could probably get into it. What kind of credit score are we talking about?
So if you're looking at doing a conventional type of loan, I mean, you're going to be looking at, it goes down to 620 if you got qualifying factors or factors as in, you have more, you have money in reserves, or, there's just certain things that you're going to be making a lot more money, and your debt to income ratio is very low. So there's certain factors, but I would just say the rule of thumb is going to be like a 640 to 660.
Okay, so you don't need perfect credit.
Correct.
You don't need a ton of money.
Right.
You could theoretically get into a place, and if you buy that place, and then some life event happens, and you have to move to another one that you found right across town. I mean, that happens sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
And generally, how many loans can someone have on there? But with that, you can't claim that income. That's going to count against you in your debt-to-income ratio.
Absolutely.
Unless you've been doing it for 2 years. So if you're planning out your way forward into property investing, you may need to look into spacing it out over 2 years, so that way at the end of that 2 years you can start claiming all that rental income because you got to claim it on your taxes, so that way you can it used as qualifying rather, because without the 2 years it just counts as a debt.
Well,
That mortgage amount.
yeah. Well, and it's there's some.
Your smile tells me there's ways around that too.
Well, there was until this whole life-changing event of coronavirus and so on and so forth. But you always talk about contingencies of people from buying one house to another house. But if they were going to rent that house out for a certain amount of money, you can basically make up for that debt-to-income ratio. And you didn't necessarily need 2 years of.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's different for me. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, basically, a lease agreement would get you in.
Huh.
Yeah. So you wouldn't necessarily have to show 2 years, depending on the circumstances. Yeah. So yeah, that was.
So that's a thing.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Houses were contingent.
So you could get into one and really start that property investing a lot sooner with that primary mortgage. How many notes can someone have on?
That was, I believe it's.
I think the trash is around the side of the house, or it's around back, right?
Yeah, it's on. Have him take it down. Yeah.
Huh?
Have him take it down.
He likes it. He likes
Yeah.
taking out the garbage.
Oh, here, dude.
Good job, Cam. Keep it up.
Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome. Bye.
Take care.
See ya.
So, I believe it's 12. Now, the most of it.
I've heard 12.
Yeah, I think it's 12, and that was Fannie. I don't know what it is right now. I mean, there's obviously things that are happening right now that it's tough to keep up on. But the most I ever did at one time for one person was 7 different loans at the same time, and that was basically a block. Somebody was buying a block.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, they were all leased out, right? So
Yeah.
a lady had her own primary house,
Like
obviously.
an actual, like a city block, or like
No,
a
like
group of houses?
A group of houses.
Okay.
Yes. So,
In the business, we call that a package.
or a package, if you will. So, yeah, they bought 7 of these houses, and they used the rental income off of each one to basically offset the other one. So
you're telling me if it's a turnkey rental, you can use that turnkey.
income, you could.
Interesting. Can you still do that?
No, not right now.
Oh. Well, it doesn't do as much good, does it?
No, because it used to be, it would, you could take that debt off of your,
Liability sheet.
yeah, your liability sheet.
Oh.
And so it was a simple, getting a lease agreement showing that the house is going to be rented out, signed by them, get them uploaded. Life is good. Yeah.
So, if you can't do that, eventually, if you end up getting 12 houses, you're probably looking into commercial lending after that. Then you can put in an LLC to better protect you and everything else.
Yeah.
But, as you're starting out, most people, some dump trucks rolling by, some cement trucks, this great audio.
What? I know, right? We had more people show up at our house that are entertaining today.
So we could do, what was I saying?
I don't know. But I would tell you, from talking with younger investors, so in that 25 to 26 years old, whatever they might be, I know multiple people that have bought the multi-house, whether it be a duplex or something like that.
Okay, a quadplex, triplex. Yeah.
You live in it, it is considered your primary.
You live on one side and rent the other side.
Absolutely.
If I was young and I wasn't married, my wife would live there. I would do that in a minute.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Because you're putting down, you can still do 3% down on it.
You could do it down in South City.
Yeah.
You could grow a beard. You
Yes.
could wear tight pants.
Yes.
You could be Johnny Hipster.
That's right.
That's what we do. That's how we do it in South City. That's how we do it on the Hill.
Yeah. That's where he did it, ish.
I bet it's where he did it. That's where all the kids live. Like, hey man, I'm gonna go live at the Hill up until I have kids, and then I'm gonna go to normal county schools because no one wants to send their kids to city schools.
Yeah. No, that's some of the younger folks that have done that. I just think that's the smartest thing that they could do. And because then all of a sudden, once you do make that move and you've decided that you do want to move out of that type property, you've already set yourself up for having that income coming in. Now all of a sudden you own a fourplex and you got instant income coming in every single month. And you've already had, you live in there, let's just say for a couple of years, you got it set up. You know how to run all those things. So
And you get a great knowledge of the property. You kind of know, oh man, this main stack is cast iron. It's gonna need to be replaced eventually. So you just know a little bit more about the properties when you live in them personally.
Yep.
But yeah, duplexes, triplexes downtown in St. Louis for sure. Down in South City, North City, you do it in North City too. If you want to go live in North City, I mean, there's a lot of houses.
There is.
There's a lot of opportunity there, and stuff is pretty cheap there.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
that opportunity's there too. But banks, I think it's illegal. I think it's called redlining, where banks won't lend in certain areas.
Yep. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yep. They have to. Everybody has the same opportunity as anybody else.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. There's so many opportunities out there, and there's so many different. Honestly, if that's what you're going to do, and you wanted to, 100% financing, I mean, there's opportunities out there where you can take advantage of them if you know you're going to turn the place into a rental house eventually.
Can you do a 4-family with the VA loan? You can do a 4-family with a 1 to 4, right?
Yeah.
With the VA loan?
Yeah. Anytime it's over 4, then it gets into commercial
Yeah.
policies. So, yeah, I mean, that's up to 4 is typically the magic number. Anything over that, then you got to get a little crafty with. I believe there's Freddie or Fannie's got their own special one.
Freddie has 5 plus commercial, but it has to be over $1 million.
Right, that's what we're talking about.
So it'll have like a 2-bedroom in San Diego, or a 20 unit in St. Louis. It's about the same $1 million loan there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there is opportunities out there, but once you get into that 4 plus, I mean, you're pretty much looking at a commercial loan for the most part, and then you really have to have your ducks in order.
What if can you refinance? Do you have to have can you have worse credit to refinance?
No.
You still have to have a 6, whatever.
Yeah, you still. I mean, real honestly, like conventional starts at 620. Okay, so Freddie and Fannie, that starts at 620. FHA, VA, you can go down pretty low. All right, like 580. Okay.
For a primary.
For a primary.
For a refi or for a purchase?
Even purchase, refinance doesn't really make a difference. So, yeah, and with the FHA, you're not allowed to do rental properties.
Is it easier to do a refi than a purchase? If you were... Well, I guess why I'm asking is because if someone did like a hard money loan...
Sure.
To acquire the property, because it's different between owning a house and trying to buy a house.
Yeah. So
if you did a hard money loan for $80,000, and granted you're paying 10% plus points plus whatever that loan shark is trying to get you on, the sooner you get that refi done, the better. But I was wondering, is it any more lenient to do a hard, like a refi rather than a purchase?
Like you talking about like a cash out refinance or just like a regular refinance?
Just a regular refinance.
Like regular refinance is going to be so much. Well, hard money lenders, they don't play by the same rules, so they can give you the money faster than you can say your name.
Yeah. So you can get that 80, you can close on the deal, get the property, and then within 30 days, 45 days,
absolutely.
refinance it through a conventional primary residence. You'd have to move in there.
Yes.
You couldn't do it with just a lease and do the same, because then you're getting a different rate. You're getting the best rate with it being your primary residence.
Correct.
So
Yeah, it's always going to be your best rate whenever you do a primary residence.
I might have to move to Florissant.
Well,
Can I have 2 primary residences?
if
I wrote you a letter and said I was getting separated,
yes.
is that all you need is a letter? Is that fraud?
Well, if you're actually doing fraud, yes.
Well,
like I like just for instance, I had I have 2 folks that they're getting divorced, and it worked out to where he was only paying the mortgage out of his bank account. She wasn't on his bank account, so we could prove that even though that they're both on title and they were both on the loan, that he's been making these payments for the last year. So basically, that negates her from any debt to income ratio for owning that house.
yeah.
So we end up getting her a primary, while they're still going through this divorce. So yes, she had a primary. He still has a primary, but now now he's selling. Now he's going to get his own primary. But yeah, you can technically do that, something like that, but I would not recommend it. It's a slippery slope, and you do have to write a letter of explanation on it, and you do have to
Borderline fraudy.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially if you're intentionally doing it the way I was hinting.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you're intentionally doing it, absolutely. I mean, this one they were in a conventional, and we ended up doing a FHA for her. So yeah, if it is intentional, yeah, we don't. You gotta have all your ducks in a row, because that is. If you are doing it for the wrong intentions, it is fraud.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So I guess to summarize that primary residence requirement, we're talking minimum 3% down, 3 to 5,
Yep.
3 to 5% down, 620 credit score,
At least. Yep.
at least a 620 credit score, and there's really no minimum loan amount. What kind of income are we talking about to qualify for that?
So what we look at is we take your income over a whole year, and numbers wise, so we take that whole income over a year, divide it out over by 12, all right, which so you make $36,000 a year. Now you got making $3,000 a month. We basically take that by 50%, and basically anything under that with all your liabilities, you should be able to get a home. As long as you get decent
So
credit.
if you made $3,000 a month, how much could you afford if you didn't have a car payment?
No
or
other
anything
debt,
like that?
$1,500 a month.
$1,500 a month payment?
Yep, $1,500 a month.
So you could afford quite a bit of house for $3,000 a month.
Correct, for making $3,000 a month.
Huh. Interesting.
Yes.
There's a math problem there.
Yes.
Might put it up on the screen.
Where's my whiteboard? You got this going on.
I got a whiteboard set up in my garage. I'd like to do that where I'd have you know how dudes will have they'll be explaining something and then they'll just look over and it appears on the whiteboard. I think that's great. I want to do
the
that.
button. Yeah, I mean it's that's the thing with conventional goes up to 50%. Now you start talking. There's certain if you were just going to go out and straight up buy an investment property on a conventional, you can get it. And I haven't done an investment property as of late, but typically you could go as low as 15%, but typically they want 20%.
Yeah.
If you're just going to go out there and buy, but you can do it. All those houses that I did at that one time, I did them all at 15% because I knew that the value of the house was actually going to be more than. Really, they're about $190,000 houses, and she got them for $145.
Oh wow.
And they just wanted to unload them.
Yeah.
So maybe they're at 150, whatever it was. But we did them all at 85% because we knew that as soon as that happened, that MI could fall off there. As soon as she has, you could just show the MI companies that you've gotten rid of. The appraisals have already come in less than a couple months ago, and you can get that off of there.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of it was a weird. It was a fun one to do, except for the insanity of it. But it was just a lot.
That's a lot of appraisals.
It's a lot of appraisals, and it's a lot of. If you change one thing on one of them, you had to change it on all of them, because it was of how the money was all. Each income was coming in, and if it was your dollar amount was off on this one, then it had to be on each one of them.
Yeah.
To cover your debts. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Interesting.
It was my feat of strength, feat of mind. So, but I had a lot of good help at that time. So,
Yeah.
otherwise I would have. who knows?
Not so much anymore.
Yeah. I quarantine myself. Yeah. But yeah, and then once you get to a certain point too, you can start pulling money out of your house to do the investment properties and so on and so forth too. Home equity lines. There's multiple different facets. Once you get established, you can use commercial lines of credit. You can do multiple different things.
But really, you're never going to beat that primary residence
That first one.
amount, especially this day and age.
Yep.
With the like, I think I just did my investment property that's on my personal, and it was like almost a percentage higher than
Absolutely.
what
Yeah.
the
Yep.
prime rate is on the personal refis.
Yep.
So
We should probably take a look at that again.
might as well. When VA loans get down in the twos, I want to do that thing you're always saying, the Earl.
The Earl, they're at 2.75.
Yeah, it's my favorite Dixie Chick song.
It's
And
spelled
then,
differently.
Huh?
It's spelled differently.
To some.
Interest rate reduction loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it drops down in the twos, we need to lock it.
Okay, well, we could do that tomorrow.
Pop and lock it.
It is literally, I mean, something.
Is it really in the twos?
Yeah, it's at 2.75 right now.
What's my loan at? I don't know.
I think you're at 3.25.
3.25? 3 point...
But you did a cash out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
We could look at something. But
Didn't you have to hold it for like 6 months or something? Before you
210 days.
Do it again?
210 days. So if
I don't
you
think
did
it's
that
been
last,
210 days.
I thought you did it in August last year.
Who knows when things happen?
Well, that's kind of the weird thing too with like brokers. So you can only chess. You can only charge one. So what we do is you can technically you can get up to 3% as a broker, and our rates are good anyways, right? So, but VA is a little bit different. You can only charge like 1% total. So a lot of times we run into a VA Earl that's like at 2.75 and it's still giving you like 1.5%. And so you got to use that 50% or that 0.5% towards your closing costs. It's crazy.
I don't really understand what that just meant.
Yeah. But yeah, that's exactly what it meant.
That wasn't a lot of words, though.
Long story short.
Battery. What else is going on?
Um,
I got Richard coming over. He's gonna look at the basement for the plumbing.
oh,
We're finishing our
I just
basement.
put my, you knew that, put my bidet in.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it a whole toilet or is this toilet seat?
So I got a toilet seat to go on my toilet.
Yeah,
And I would recommend getting the chair height.
I had a toilet seat bidet, and the only thing I didn't like about it was hard to clean under it. You almost had to take the whole seat off to clean it. Now I just have a sprayer, which I like.
Sprayer's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's got.
You know what's ridiculous? The American idea that spraying your ass off with water is bad.
I know, right?
Like-
I've never got that. Until
Like
I
we'd
got
much
one.
rather just
Smear it.
like if I got some poo on my hand, I'll just wipe it off with some TP. I'll be good.
But I do
You're,
it for 3
you're
shells.
not good. You're not good. The 3 seashells don't work.
No,
But everyone's like, "Oh, a bidet, that's disgusting." It's like, is it disgusting or is it the most hygienic thing you can do?
last time I checked, I washed my hands. I don't just wipe them down with the towel.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't prescribe entirely to American exceptionalism, but if we fall behind in one area, it's our wiping of our bums
For starts.
for sure.
Yeah, sorry, toilet paper company. But yeah, there's
You still gotta dry it.
mine's got an air dryer on it.
Oh, that's a fancy bidet.
Yeah,
Is it
it's-
electric?
Yes,
Oh, does it do is it heated?
heated seat, heated water.
Wow. Did you have to run electrical to your toilet?
I did. So like right
That's
next
intense.
to it, just to
Yeah.
plug in.
Like a GFI protected?
Well, the electrician who just went by like
Trinity
10
guy?
minutes ago, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Dan, He's supposed to be coming to put one in for me. But yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
My favorite toilet, I'm sure I've told you this story before, is Naha Airport in Okinawa, Japan. Man, those are first class toilets. First class. And everyone who's been through that airport knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I've never been there before, so I
The
can't.
doors go all the way down to the bottom, too.
Oh, really?
Which doesn't work out for, who was that senator who did the foot signal in the bathroom at the airport? It was like the glory hole
Yeah.
thing.
Was it lately?
It was a few years ago.
No.
Nonetheless,
George, same thing.
there's none of that
happened-
going on.
Same thing happened to George Michael.
There's
you know.
there's no foot signals,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, the same thing happened to George Michael. Yeah, no, I get. I'm thinking his name.
I
Was that the guy from South
I
Carolina?
thought it was from Wisconsin or a northern state. It might have been from South Carolina, like a real repressed.
Yeah. Is that the guy that like wound up like in Brazil?
Oh, maybe
Guy that fell off the deep end.
the guy McAfee, the guy who made the antivirus software, and he like
Oh,
bought
that
an
was a good
island and
story.
murdered people and stuff.
Yeah, that was a nutty story.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wonder what he's up to these days. Probably still being rich.
that was a nutty story. But then you see Tiger King and you're like, that was pretty tame.
Dude, they're supposed to be making like an 8-part series now, movie. I don't know. I saw something. I didn't actually read up on it, but it's supposed to be like
They had a
like
bunch
actual
of
actors.
side by side of like stars,
Yeah.
and the one guy looked just like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can believe it.
it's funny.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you can run with it. I don't know. We'll see what happens with all that.
I think there'll
jazz.
be a lot of Carol Baskins for Halloween this year if it stays relevant enough.
I think it will. I think they'll.
I
keep-
think I bet the game plan would be to release this made for TV like in September,
Yep.
just so it rolls up. I mean, you roll out a whole line of Halloween costumes.
Due from the pressure of the Halloween company, or the costume
Yeah,
companies.
the costume, the Halloween lobby, big Halloween
What's the other one?
spirit.
Yeah, Halloween
Yeah.
Spirit. Man, those guys got some. They'll put some pressure.
They
on
got some
people.
pull. They got some pull in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need this for Halloween now.
Hey.
Now.
That's not getting released until
Oh,
August
gosh.
30th.
Yeah, I'm telling you straight up. It's I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a hot costume. I don't know. I'm sure. Like, when is the coronavirus for the kids' elementary school trivia night? They didn't think that was funny, but we did.
That was before everything shut
Yeah,
down,
that was like
too.
in February. Like
If you'd have worn those like 2 weeks later, they'd been like, why didn't you donate those masks to the hospitals, man?
I mean, we had hazmat suits on, but yeah, they didn't think that was too funny, and we, of course, we thought it was funny because it wasn't here yet.
Well, it was funny.
It was just a different kind of funny.
You know, if someone doesn't like your brand of humor, just
It was funny because the judge literally came over and she goes, "This is not funny at all." And we're like, "Yeah, it is."
did you add? Well, it wasn't a real judge. It was just
No, yeah, it
some
was
guy.
It was some chick, yeah, some lady friend. She was like, "This isn't funny at all." I'm like,
You're like, you're not funny.
yeah, it was
Have
like,
a drink.
yeah, it was like, well, you're funny looking. Ugh. No.
Zinger. You got her.
Yeah, I mean, we had the shot glass, or not shot glass, but the shot.
Oh, like
full of shots.
Full of shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had those, and we had Corona, obviously for beer, and then had the masks on. Had a couple of those paint ones on.
I heard some teacher's husband got shit faced and threw up Captain Morgan in the bathroom.
You were in there?
No, I just heard about
Oh,
it.
yeah. I don't know who it was.
I don't know who it was either.
Oh my god.
We wouldn't say it if we knew it.
I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was. It ended up being a mess.
Yeah.
Because
They chose the hazmat table to clean it up, didn't they?
They actually did.
I think you told me that.
yeah.
Yeah.
They actually came over to us and were like, "Hey, yeah, you guys gotta go clean that up." We're like, "What?" Because it was that bad,
That's
apparently. And one of our other neighbors, he was in there. He was actually in there when it happened.
Gross.
And he came running out. Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't know. What else is What's going on in Dave Fulkerson's life?
Nothing. I got the finishing the basement. I'm buying a house in Berkeley, a 2-1. Should be closing on the 14th, and I got just sent off Section 8 paperwork for a gal who's moving in. I should be getting like $800 a month. I think $850 maybe. That's what we're asking for is $850. It should
Sure.
be between $8 and $850, and I'm buying it for $33. And we got to put. I bet I'll have $15 to $2,000 into it, so about $35 into it, and
Sure.
rent it for $8. So that's not bad.
No, you know. Oh, speaking of that, so what's your return? What do you look for? I bet, like, how much money are you gonna put in? Like, what's your magic number? Like,
Depends on the area.
Okay.
If I'm buying in Jennings or Berkeley or something like that, if everything around it is going for like not much, you kind of want, if it's more than, if the purchase price, if what you can get for rent is like $800, you would double that. No, it's that times 10. Hold on. It's purchase price divided by 2 is 15. Okay, yeah. So if you're at $800 a month, times 2 is 16, times 10, because 1 month is going to go to insurance and 1 month is probably going to go to taxes. Between the two,
Sure.
2 months are gone.
Yep.
So if you do your rental price times 2 times 10, if that is more than your, if that's less than your, if that's more than your sale price, you're doing pretty good.
Okay.
It's kind of like the 1% rule.
Yeah.
Which 1% rule is like if you're in a, like what St. Charles used to be. It would be if rent was 10, if you could buy a place for $100,000 and rent it for $1,000, you were doing good.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore in St. Charles.
Right.
They're
Not
all
even close.
gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Once I was
like-
wondering, because I was thinking, I'm like going, okay, so you're buying that for $35,000, you got $800, so about 40, about 45, 50 months, you should have it made up.
Yeah, about 2%. 2% is the, it's kind of the 2% rule out here. But with that, you know, you're also dealing with kind of a lower income demographic. You might have stuff, but this lady's Section 8, so that's a little more security there.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and I talked to the city of Berkeley, and they're kind of, if you buy a primary residence in Berkeley that wasn't previously a rental, they won't give you a rental occupancy license. So that's kind of a big, make sure if you're buying something in Berkeley, check on that with the city, because otherwise you might come up short when you try to buy it, because then you got to do all kinds of shenanigans where you're owner financing it to someone for that rental amount with an option to buy in 15 years or something like that. Something crazy.
Some ridiculous amount.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
at least that
gosh.
way they get the MSD bill in their name. If I had one rant to go off on, it'd be MSD.
Yeah.
MSD is the devil.
I don't know anything about it.
MSD, Metropolitan Sewer District, it's the sewer bill.
Yeah.
And if the house is too old, like if you get a house in South City that doesn't have a meter, they base it off of like your square footage. They're like, well, this house has 1,000 square feet. You might have an old lady living in it who takes 2 showers a week, doesn't
Yeah.
use any water, but they're like, well, it has 3 bedrooms, so your MSD bill is going to be $80 a month.
Oh my.
And whenever you first take over a property, they charge you $65 a month until they get a water reading. It's like, well, why don't you just go get a water reading now? So MSD is the worst.
Okay, good to know. I don't typically go out of my subdivision.
Yeah,
Good to know.
I hate MSD.
I can tell. You're on their list now.
I get hot.
Oof, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So other than that, I'm buying that, and my wife keeps talking about wanting to go on vacation somewhere, but then
Oh, we're actually supposed to be on vacation.
we
right
can't
now.
go anywhere because it's too dangerous.
Yeah. We're on a cruise right now in the Caribbean with Mickey Mouse.
I don't know if I'd want to go on a boat. Did you get all your money back?
No, like we pushed it out till next March.
Oh, okay.
So we could have had an opportunity to go in June or August again. Carnival's opening up in August. And Carnival. But we took the March one because just for a couple different reasons. But yeah,
I don't know. It's
It was like my wife's dream to do this.
You go on a Disney cruise? I'm glad my wife doesn't have that dream. Then
Hey,
or going
I
to
heard it's
Disney
awesome.
Disney World.
Like Disney World would be that. I wouldn't do that.
If you get an extra $10K laying around.
Well, that's how much. It wasn't quite that much, but yeah,
Is that how much a Disney cruise is?
yeah,
That.
for a week.
No way. Not me. Not this guy.
Yeah, and it might have been like 7, I think. But what we did was we went to Sam's Club and we got all those. You get those gift cards. They're cheaper there.
No.
Okay.
I
But you
don't
go
go to Sam's Club.
So if you go to
Is that
Sam's,
like Aldi?
yeah, a little bit bigger. But yes, cheaper, just cheap. But what they do is they have gift cards there that you can buy, and then they only charge you $70 for them. You get a $100 gift card. So that's how we paid for it, because it's all Disney.
So you paid for your Disney cruise with
Gift cards.
you paid $70 for a gift card that cost $30, cost $100.
Yeah.
$400. So you got 30% off.
Roughly, yeah.
Of
I mean,
everything.
20 or 30%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You hear that, Disney? Better close that one up.
But yeah, that was. She's like on all these Facebook like message boards and all this
They're
other
like-
jazz.
What'd you say? We can't hear you over all this money
Yeah.
from the Avengers.
But it took us 2 years to pay for it. But they let us pay it over 2 years.
Wow.
So that was kind of our deal. But yeah, we're supposed to be on the trip right now.
What's up, Cam? What's new?
What? What's up? Oh, we're still
Video.
live? Oh, forgot.
We wanted you to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, the video's not on there,
It's on.
Quiet, boy.
but why?
You don't tell me when I know, Travis. You ever see Zootopia?
Oh yeah,
I like that movie.
yeah. We've seen it probably 1,000 times.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shakira's in there.
Yeah.
But she's not the real Shakira. She's actually the llama.
Giselle. Gazelle.
Yeah, or Giselle, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Giselle, yeah.
Is the video over?
What are they supposed to eat in that movie?
Yeah, that's
Like,
a great
what,
question.
what are the predators eating?
Yeah, no, it
Like,
doesn't
how'd
make
they
any
crack
sense.
that nut, Zootopia?
Yeah.
And who keeps the population in check for the other animals, all the herbivores?
There's a lot of questions that were not answered in that.
It's like, what do they? Is it like communist China, where they can't have too many babies, except for the rabbits? They can have as many as they want.
Yeah, that was weird.
What is going on?
Well, you're gonna be outnumbered.
Have you subscribed to Nature is Metal yet?
No.
Oh man,
I need to get on there. My
it's so brutal.
well, I keep watching Joe Rogan. He keeps bringing it up every time. I need to get on there. I haven't watched Joe Rogan in a while either. See what's going on
I
there.
never watch them. I can't. If I'm at my computer desk, I'm doing something, and I can't listen. I have to listen to music at the desk and listen to a podcast on the road. Like I can't do work and pay attention because I want to pay attention to those episodes.
Well, I do it when I'm working out, like in between my, like I don't.
Between back and buys.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys. I gotta get a deep squat, Joe Rogan. Deep squat.
Or what what my elliptical.
The elliptical.
Yeah. I
think-
wouldn't dare do that on the Peloton
Certainly not.
because the Peloton, you gotta be focused. Laser.
You're a big fan of this Peloton.
I am a big
Are
fan.
you not?
It.
Now,
surprised me.
before you go any further, did Peloton pay you to do this?
No, Peloton.
Talk
did not.
about
I
Peloton.
will tell you, Peloton is amazing. It was a life changer. Like I shouldn't say a life changer, but it's cool because it is literally like you are in a class, and
Were people like judging you?
yeah, like what's that one? Planet Fitness and the no glunk or
Oh, no lunk.
yeah, no lunk or
No
whatever
lunk
that stupid
alarm.
thing is. But
It was excellent marketing.
yeah,
For fitness.
yeah, great.
Planet Fitness.
Planet of the Fitness. But no, it's I'm weirded out that it's that motivating with the trainers that are on there.
Interesting.
That's what's cool.
Yeah.
Like they are actually motivating.
You
Like, I
really
didn't-
buy into it?
Yeah, I didn't really think I was gonna, but that's the craziest thing because I was like, this is gonna be dumb.
How much is it to do it? To
Well,
do a Peloton?
I don't know how much the bike. My wife wouldn't tell me how much the bike actually costed.
So what's the service? The bundle?
Like $40.
Would people go somewhere to do that? Is
I
the
don't-
bike cost inhibitive to where if you had 15 of them in a room, and each person got their own. But is it loud enough to where you can't wear like a headgear for it?
Yeah, you can wear headgear for it. They have plugins for that.
I don't wonder if people would.
Well, I mean, why would you do that when you could just work from home and you take live courses at home?
I don't know, because the Peloton's thousands of dollars, I'm sure.
Well,
I'm sure easily Google.
yeah, but what are you gonna do?
Google
Charge
that, Jamie.
Yeah, you're gonna charge them like $60 or $70 a month. I don't know if that would make.
I don't know.
I don't think that would make it worth the while. Now the other cool thing is it doesn't just do spinning or cycling. It's got yoga on there. It's got meditation on there. It's got strength training. It's got everything on there.
Huh.
So abs, just core workout. It's yeah, but it's just like you're right in the class. Like it's just, I'm surprised how motivating it is with those trainers on there.
Interesting.
And the music's
yeah.
like when
They
you,
dial it in.
Yeah,
That makes all the difference in a spin class, I think.
absolutely. I mean,
Of the 10 I've done, which is an exaggeration, I've probably done 4.
the exaggeration.
But of
by
the 4
8.
I did, I really liked them.
Yeah.
I just,
Well, see,
it was time to go to spin class.
Yeah, I didn't really like spin class. I
Yeah.
thought it just wasn't for me.
The instructor makes a difference. For
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
like this, I like the guy one actually.
Sure. I bet you do.
Yeah. The guys jamming out to like Pro Jam and Linkin Park and like System of a Down, and I'm like, he gets me.
This reminds me of my Ute.
He gets me.
Yeah.
But they got like 80s ones too, where they do like 80s rides and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It was
I was listening to, did you listen to the Joe Rogan where he interviewed the Navy SEAL author who wrote these new political thriller, Tim Carr? I think that was his name. Nonetheless, the point of what I'm bringing up is the guy was talking about these fitness classes he's going to, and it's like, I guess they coordinate this online somewhere, but like they'll show up with like a trailer full of CrossFit gear at like a park or a trail or somewhere, and they integrate like a bunch of CrossFit stuff and trail running and a bunch of hard shit
yeah.
to do, and I thought that was a really interesting option.
Yeah. No, I think it's
Sounds expensive.
yeah, but it's not like you have there's so many exercises that you can do without there's a lot of body weight stuff that you can just bust your balls with.
Yeah.
And I think it's great when you can work out at a park where you got, I like running though too, so my calf doesn't hurt. Or I don't drink 40 beers in a Friday night. But
You'll have that.
and into Saturday, and then pretty much getting done about 10 o'clock. But yeah, I do think the running, even at our park, Darting Prairie out here. I mean, I'll go up there and work out and just use do pull-ups, push-ups, and then run around. Do a quarter of a mile, do jump, doing jump squats, doing just doing those types of things.
Things like that.
Yeah.
What's up, Cam? Ask your question.
Yeah. What would you like? What's your question?
He probably wants that food he asked for like 2 hours
Okay.
ago.
Yeah, I know. You ate like a bag of chips. No. Go inside and make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Holmes.
No, I want Mickey D's.
Okay.
Who doesn't want Mickey D's, brother?
Yeah. We're having pork shoulder.
I heard they're closed today, actually. What day is it? Is it still Tuesday?
Cinco
It's
de
not
Mayo.
Tuesday?
They don't have any
Is it
tacos there.
Wednesday?
They don't have any tacos there, so
Well, I don't want tacos. I want a chicken sandwich.
I mean, we had like popcorn shrimp, and I put it on a tortilla with some lettuce, and then this. You ever had the Greek goddess salad at Breadco?
no, I'm not a big fan of Breadco. I think it's a sham.
I don't disagree with you. My wife likes the Greek goddess salad, and they have the best dressing. It's like a basil, cilantro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And we bought something that was supposed to be like that, and it didn't taste like it, but it's still okay.
Yeah.
But the stuff they have at Breadco is really, really good. Point of the story is, I had a delicious shrimp taco.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was yummy.
We like to do the old fish. We like to do the fish tacos with fish sticks.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, and just.
Makes me feel bad about the overfishing in the world and how we're depleting the world's fisheries.
Yeah.
But hey, what are you gonna do, right?
It's all good. Stop doing that, knucklehead.
Where's
Yeah, I think tonight we're gonna do pork because I do have a 8-pound pork butt in the smoker right now,
Yum.
and so I got that thing smoking right now. So hopefully my house isn't on fire on the backside.
You know what they say.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yes.
But yeah, yeah. So we should be enjoying that tonight.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will. That's probably all we got.
Well, we could do this every day, as far as I'm concerned, because
I say we can do this every day until you're not able to do it for like 2 weeks.
So I'm busy.
You're like, hey, I would do it, but I got things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
So.
I need to get the lead out.
I don't know what that means.
That means I'm anymore. I'm just so mad.
What are you mad about?
I'm mad about this whole damn thing, virus.
Don't worry about that.
You know,
It'll be fine.
But the problem is my wife's working. Oh, let's talk about that.
You're right. Being a single parent is hard. I agree.
Yeah, don't do that. But
I
yeah.
wanna have-
Hey, I'm talking. Get out of here.
Can't you see I'm trying to have a conversation here?
Yeah, exactly. Whoops. Oh, I didn't know you were doing this for the last hour. No, it's yeah, it's been a long day already.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
What time is it?
No idea.
I don't know either.
Take my phone. But
All right. Well, I need to go deposit some checks and a couple other things.
I need to pay my mortgage. I forgot to last week.
Mine got transferred. I tried calling them, and I don't know who to send it to. I tried to register online
Who to go to?
to like loan care.
Sounds made up.
Some people in South Carolina or something.
Rise up.
But they were like, they had me register
That's
online, and then
people
it said you need to delete your cookies or something on your browser. I'm like, what? Why are you the only website that does this? What's wrong with you?
I don't know, dude. I had to take a
You need to
class.
get your stuff together.
I had
I'm
to
gonna
take-
hashtag you on this.
I had to take a class today because some stupid bank that I've never actually closed any loans with. I just want to get this closing disclosure out 3 days in advance. And I had to go take a class today. It was the same thing. Cookies. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Was it a class on how to triple stamp a double stamp? Because you can't do
Seemed
that.
like it. It's horrible.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll call it a day.
Call it a Cinco de Mayo day.
It is Cinco de Mayo 2020, or Banty, as they say in the old country.
Large.
All right, folks. So that was it. Like, subscribe, and give me some feedback. Thanks a lot.